What's going on, everyone? American in Leeds podcast. Tonight, Gier, Michael, Alex, breaking down our formation changes, the reaction to Jesse Marsch's press conference. You get it all. We'll try to stream for about an hour. And yeah, it should be good. I'm driving today, so it's kind of like you get what you can get. You know, the time that I have is limited, so just trying to squeeze in some vlogs. Okay, so I listened to the Marsch presser. By the way, cheers to everybody. I got a coffee going. This is a Husky cup. It's made of, reusable, sustainable stuff. I recommend it. Jesse talked a lot about giving an intense game. He talked a lot about pressing and counter-pressing. He did not mention any on-ball comments or when we have the ball, anything like that. And so I don't think anything will change in terms of us expressing ourselves offensively with the ball. Those ideas are pretty standard. He talked a lot about being frustrated and angry and said he never lost this much. I found that to be signifying that he's in uncharted territory. He's never lost this much. So when you lose this much, what do? Starting to blame the players a little bit. Not particularly, there's not going to be a quote in there, but you can tell. He mentioned XG, which is Gier, Michael, and I were going to talk about that. Expected goals, which I was with him up until 2 games ago. I was kind of with him there with the expected goals, and yes, we should be putting more chances away, and his frustration and anger. And anger's an interesting, as a leader of men, which is what Jesse is, it's an interesting emotion to arise, to be an angry leader. I don't know if it's the best. Obviously, that will translate to, he's looking for his players to come out with intensity and anger. Is it a surprise to me that there's a lot of players with knocks right now? I guess not, if you're training at a high intensity level and you're giving a lot of stick. It's the carrot and the stick, and you're giving a lot of stick to the players. So, anger and fear can sometimes get results. Obviously, we have a society kind of based in that. So, specifically if you've ever done sales, hit the goal, get the bonus, hit the goal, get the bonus, hit the goal, get the bonus. Don't hit the goal, we have to talk to you. So, so fear can be a great producer. It can also lead to continued frustration. So this is a game where, look, you never say never that you can't get a result, but at the same time, it could be a game where Liverpool goes up early. We're frustrated. We let a goal in. Somebody on the team gets a red card, and it becomes a laugher at Anfield. And I really hope that's not the case. As a fan, as a fan, my probably more embarrassing than Tottenham at home was Liverpool away, Bielsa's last game, second to last game, where the team just wasn't trying. I felt like they gave an intensity at the beginning, but then they weren't able to keep up the intensity throughout the match. And towards the end of the match, Van Dijk wasn't even marked for the final corner, and it was just embarrassing. It was one of the most embarrassing moments as a Leeds fan to watch that match at Anfield. So I really hope that's not the case, but you can kind of see where the team's at, where it's headed, and that be a possibility. Specifically playing with anger. We've seen the team get stuck in a little bit too much. The other thing is Anfield, the refs at Anfield, they're so biased to that home crowd that any kind of close calls in the box, anything like that, will be very tight. The other thing is I watched some of the game that Liverpool had against Ajax. They kind of sat deep at the beginning. They have both their fullbacks going now. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson are both back and firing. Their front three are obviously still lethal. And they have a couple of injuries on the front, but I think Nunez went off in like the 65th minute, so he's going to be well rested. I think their midfield will be managed well. I think he took off some of the midfielders. So that game was kind of over early. I think they scored their third like around the 60th minute. So they will be focused, dialed in, and well aware of the Forest result that happened. My other thought on the press conference was Jesse saying, hey, I know Jurgen Klopp. I've gotten to know Jurgen Klopp. When you name drop sometimes, to me, and I could be reading it too much, when you name drop like that, it's a fear that, like, look, I'm credible here. I know, one of the best coaches in the game. Coaches don't necessarily go, yeah, look, I know so-and-so. Like, you never heard, I don't want to mention the past manager anymore. But my point being, you would never hear like Jurgen Klopp go, oh yeah, Pep Guardiola, we've gotten to know each other, No one cares about that. I don't care that you know Jurgen Klopp. I don't care that you know his system, that you played against him at Salzburg. I don't care about any of that. All I care about is, are you evolving and adapting? The sports psychology stuff, I think that's kind of, somewhat interesting, but like not really interesting at the same time. I care about, are the tactics evolving and adapting to the league? And, he mentioned XG and the fact that expected goals are still coming, and it's more on he kind of just put the blame more on that the players aren't executing. He said it without saying it. And again, my big point of all this is the players are the players. I mean, a lot of these players are in their mid-career. Am I suddenly going to expect Patrick Bamford to turn into Ronaldo and put these chances away? I mean, okay, fine, maybe that's an extreme example, but Bamford's gone through stages like this. Rodrigo is been a 10, he's been a 9, he's been a 10. He's hot and cold. So your problem's not at the front, because the front is creating chances. They're getting in good positions, as he's mentioned. Your problem is at the back. Your problem is with your back four. That's where the problem lies. You're putting those players in positions to where it's 6s and 7s. People were out of position. And we would have had to score 4 goals to beat Fulham. That's insane. That's crazy. We're leaking goals at the back against the mediocre sides. So I'm not expecting a result. I think best case scenario, this could be a draw based on intensity and everybody pulling together, which is possible. But I'm also expecting that this could be ugly early if the players aren't disciplined and they're just playing with raw emotion. Especially against Liverpool, a well-organized, seasoned side that understands how to get wins and save energy and go down in the dark arts and all this stuff. So, and it's at Anfield, and the refs are hard. So, I'm not expecting a result. A lot of things are against us, and I just think that Jesse needs to move on in a nice way. It was a great project. This is the Premier League, and I understand that switching the manager could be a bigger risk, but I just don't believe that he understands what the issues are with his squad. The issues are, you have a center back at left back. You have 2 center backs that are out of form. You have a center back that has been good, but again, Robin Koch he's been out of position. You don't know your best right back. That's the issue. The issue is that, and until you understand how to set your team up to not concede consistently in this league, I don't think, which we've only seen against really Arsenal, save Rodrigo's weird pass, and Chelsea, Thomas Tuchel, no longer in the league. So it'll be interesting. I'll tune in once the whistle blows. I'll stand up. I'll put the jersey on. I'm with Leeds, and I'm hoping to get a result. Of course, I'll be believing and singing in my house, on my couch, doing the Leeds salute and all of that. But before, after, and sometimes during the game, if it's not going the way I'm hoping I can be critical of my manager. So we'll see. When it's 0-0-0, I'll be believing we can get a result. That's it. Leeds. See you tonight. Bye.